Good day, dear students. This is Mr. Joshua Mario again. I'm now going to just explain the report and also how you are going to use it to plan for period 2. Okay, so we are going to look at the planning tool just to look at what is affected by period 2 news and also how the report actually works. Okay, so the report will be the same from period 2 to period 6. So I'll just do this explanation and you can just use this knowledge to also understand the other reports. The other ones I'll just touch if I see what the news actually will tell you that needs my explanation. Right, here is your report, and as I've said earlier, from period 2 you are now going to rely on your report, your business news, and also the results from others, how others have actually performed. Right, so this report consists of 4 pages. This is page 1, and then page 2, that's your page 2, okay, and then page 3, and then page 4, okay, that's now your page 4. Right, on page 1, as you can see already, I have highlighted your potential sale of this number. Is very important because this is the figure, or this is the number that you'll be using now as your basis to calculate how much you are to produce in this period. Okay, I repeat, this potential number is now the number that you're going to be using to calculate your current production as of period 2 onwards. In other words, you will take this, you always take your potential sale of, which is now in this case it will be I'm using just an example, one of the teams, like 214. I now take my 214 times you now take the given percentage of the growth or decline in a given period. In this case, in period 2, we are told is 20% and it's a growth. If it's a growth, what you do is now you take this 214 times 20%, which is your 0.2. okay, so if I do that, I take 214 times 0.2 gives me okay, it will give me a number. Okay, it will give me a number, and that number I will now do what? I will now add to my potential. Why? Because it's a growth. Let me repeat, I take 214 times 0.2, it will give me 42.8. remember, we have said this system does not take remainders. Now the 42.8, I just add it now to my 42, it will be 43. Okay, so I get 43 as my answer. Now that 43, I add it to my potential. Okay, so I now take I take 43 plus 214. Okay, then that will give me 257. So 257 becomes now what I'm to produce in this period. If the next period we are told is a decline, you do the same. You get your potential here, you times it with that percentage, and because they say it's a decline, you subtract or you minus from your potential sales. Very, very important. Okay, so this is the page where you are going to collect what you the base of what to what to calculate, knowing what to produce in this period. Don't worry, when I got the planning tool, I'll explain much more. Okay, this is now the first page. The second page is now where we collect our stock. Should you have stock, like in this case, you can see people have stock here, and then so these two numbers are very, very, very important. Okay, these two numbers that I've highlighted are very, very important. Every time, whenever you record your stock, make sure that you also record the value of the stock. Okay, the value of the stock. Okay, so I have 26 units in stock, and the value of the 26 units in stock is 266. What this simply means is that your surfboards, because they were left in stock, coming to the next period, they have lost value. In other words, they have depreciated. So they are not the same price as you sold in the last period, but rather they have depreciated. Hence, the system is now telling you are left with this 26. So this 26, every surfboard left here, it will only cost 266 when you sell them. Right, that's the first amount to take note in page 2. Okay, your stock here. Okay, your stock, final stock here is very, very important to note. All right. Secondly, on this page, most important is you now go to your production. Okay, final head count. We are looking at final head count. Okay, how many employees do you have? Okay, in the previous, remember this period is for period 1. For you to plan period 2, you need to understand where you are in terms of period 1. Okay, so we only consider figures under production. Okay, only figures under production. All right, so in this case, in my case, I have 3 in production. Okay, these are the number of employees I have in production. We don't look at purchasing, we don't look at sales. Remember, we don't hire or fire in sales and purchasing. We only hire and fire in production when it comes to final headcount. Okay, so this number also is very important. When I'll go show you on the planning tool, I'll also come to you and actually show you how to use this number. So this is now page 2, okay, of your report. These are the important figures that you need to take note. Okay, now page 3, I've actually just given you this page for you to compare what others are doing, okay, within your company. Okay, for you to compare what others are doing within your company, or not your company rather, but within your group, the companies you are competing with. So now, if I am company 1, this page actually gives me an idea of how much is company 2, 3, 4, 5 charging. So I am charging at 440. I was charging at 440, and company 2 was charging at 480, 437, and so on and so on and so on, respectively. Okay, so you can see the average price of all teams. The system also gave you the average price was 446. So when you are now looking into pricing for your next period, you now look into, how did others price? Okay, what was the average? Now you can now see where you place yourself in the next period. Okay, and also when it comes to sales, you can see also in units. If I'm company 1, I sold 214, but company 2, 3, 4, 5 sold also those numbers that are there. So I can also be aware of how now I can go about planning in this period to make sure that I also boost my sale. And then market share also, you can see who had the lion's share in the market. You can see in this case it was company 1, 3, 4, and 5. Company 2 had the smallest share of only 15. Okay, this in percentage. Okay, and then communication, as I explained earlier, communication is now where you see in terms of your awareness. You can see in this case all the companies are at the same level of 20%. So this awareness is actually affected by the amount you put in your print advertising and your sales promotion. Okay, the amount you put in your print advertising and your sales promotion makes up this percentage. So this also just to give you a nutshell, or rather an overview of how others are performing. Okay, and then that was now page 3. Okay, page 4, we now move to your profit, either your business reports, okay, for the industry. Now this one is a bit tricky. I want you to really listen carefully. Okay, listen carefully, listen very, very carefully. This page here, this page here is critical. You only look into your specific company 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are your figures, company 1, these are your figures, company 2, 3, and so on and so forth. All right, so this is your profit and loss account. Okay, your profit and loss account, you can see your net profit. This is where you check your net profit. Okay, your net profit, this is where you check it. Okay, so you can see all of you. Okay, you can see that all of you in this period, you actually made losses. Okay, all of you in this period, you actually made losses, with the highest loss going to company number 4. All right, and then your balance sheet. Remember, in the previous, in period 1, when you're planning period 1, I gave you a separate balance sheet. But from period 2 onwards, your balance sheet will now be incorporated within your report. Okay, so in this case, how do you now collect your information? Company 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You now collect your information within your specific teams. Okay, like in my case, when I'm about now to upgrade, or not to upgrade, but to update my balance sheet, where do I go? I now go to my period 1. I go, okay, start up. Remember, we only fill in the yellow spaces. Then I put in the 940. Remember, the same rule still applies. It's in thousands. You just remove the point and add the 0 at the end. This will become 940. So there you have it. And then this will be 17,810. And then this will be 33,010, and so on. So this information is for company 1. This information for company 2, company 3, 4, and 5. Please don't be confused. That's how you should check it. Even when you load this information on in your balance sheet, in your planning tool, you also need to understand that this will be your total balance. Okay, this is where you check if you are balancing. You compare it with the one down there. Okay, as you complete your balance sheet, you now compare. Okay, you compare with the one down there. So the one up here must be able to be with the same with the one below. Your total liability should be able to be the same with your total assets. Okay, so that's how your balance sheet works. Okay, very, very important to consider. Dear students, this is just the explanation of the report and how it works. It's straight to the point, and also it gives you an overview of how to compare how others are doing, how others have done, and how you can be able now to compare and see, oh, okay, company so and so did this and that, so we need to do that instead of this and this. Okay, so should you have any further questions, please, dear students, do not hesitate to actually ask, and you'll be helped. Do not remain in silence and then just come at the last minute. Ask, and then you'll be able to be helped. Thank you.